long as there's been art, there's been fan content. Shakespeare borrowed characters for his plays, the Star Trek fanbase wrote the first officially coined fanfic and set off a trend, Japanese artists have been emulating their favorite mangaka since the 70s, and so on. As you can probably tell from the phrase, fan content is anything that is produced by fans based on or inspired by a particular piece of art or entertainment. Usually this kind of work is transformative, meaning that the fan creator is doing something new with the original work. It's generally seen as a way to express one's love for a fandom. Although not everyone creates fan content, most people have seen or heard about it, for better or for worse. You've probably heard of fan art or fan fiction, and recently Abridging has entered the fan content space. But Abridging does something new. In addition to showing appreciation, most abridged series also incorporate a healthy dose of criticism of the source material. They also range in how transformative they are. Some series are true to the name and shorten major plot arcs of the series they are parodying. Others use the source material as a skeleton, but veer away from the original plot points, character portrayals, or motivations. Compare this to the more strict but unspoken rules of, say, fanfiction, in which writers strive to keep canon characters or settings as true to the source material as possible, and usually only deviating from this for a very specific reason. Abridging may be new, but satire has existed for millennia. In recent history, shows like Saturday Night Live and All That modernized vaudeville to make fun of real-life events or tropes. SNL is famous for parodying current events, and All That makes fun of adult television. Web periodicals like The Onion and The Hard Times provide made-up stories that absurdly imitate real life. Even movie parodies aren't new. For example, Spaceballs is a Star Wars parody, the Scary Movie franchise makes fun of dozens of horror and slasher flicks, and both Robot Chicken and the Lego movies use toys to retell popular stories. More recent films like Cabin in the Woods blur the lines by satirizing horror movie tropes in general, not specific movies, like the dumb blonde or horny teenagers cliches. Okay, let's pause here. I threw a lot of terms at you, so let's make sure we're all on the same page. First, satire and parody are similar but not the same. A parody is something that pokes fun at a specific medium, a book, movie, song, you name it. However, a satire pokes fun at or criticizes society at large. So Spaceballs is a parody because it is based exclusively on the Star Wars franchise, while Cabin in the Woods is a satire because it targets horror movie tropes in general. Speaking of which, a trope is a story or artistic element used and often repeated to leave an impression on the audience. Some tropes are so impactful that they span various media. For example, the good cop, bad cop dynamic between two male action heroes who have to team up to defeat some antagonist is such a popular trope that it doesn't have to be explicitly named anymore for you to know it when you see it. When a trope is so overused that it loses its impact, it becomes a cliché. Finally, a genre is a category of artistic, musical, or literary composition characterized by a particular style, form, or content. So, back to abridging. Despite the long lifespan of parody and satire, Martin Billany, also known as Little Kribo, is credited with creating the genre with Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series. True to its name, the web series retells the anime in a much shorter fashion, but is filled with snarky observations from characters that break the fourth wall, and both exaggeration and understatement for comedic effect. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged inspired other fans to create parody series of their favorite franchises. Notably, Moscow X and Vegeta 3986 teamed up to create the Naruto Abridged series. Later, Nick Landis, aka Lanny Pator, created his Yu Yu Hakusho Abridged series, acknowledging the former creators as his inspiration. Growing more ambitious, Lanny Pator joined several other content creators and abridgers, including the former, to create Dragon Ball Z Abridged under the collective name Team 4-Star. Not only did this move launch one of the most widely recognized abridged series on the internet, but it also introduced a successful business model for fan content creation, perhaps inspiring the likes of Elite 3, Something Witty Entertainment, and the Wingman Abridged crew. From this evolution of abridging, we can see themes emerge that transform the technique into a genre. Popular themes in the abridged series include parodying the source material in fandom, using satire as social commentary, and breaking the fourth wall. For example, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged regularly breaks the fourth wall to poke fun at 4Kids Entertainment, the company responsible for dubbing the source series in English and notorious for its pretty egregious censorship.
No, Yugi, you can't be dead. If you were dead, then 4Kids would have censored it. Yugi! Yugi!
Another example hails from Dragon Ball Z Abridged, in which Dr. Brief is recharacterized as an openly biased, sarcastic, and very rich old man, a stereotype of a real-life phenomenon.
Oh, there's my sweet little half-breed grandbaby. So, how's the detonator coming along?
It's coming, but did you look at Dr. Giroux's notes? As it turns out, he only attributes model numbers to his successful projects. The crazy bastard was kidnapping dozens of orphan teenagers and experimenting on them.
Oh, come now, you can't kidnap an orphan. They weren't wanted in the first place.
We also see Abridged series maintain the general structure of the series they are parodying, exaggerate subtle details to direct the audience's attention to something absurd or poetic, and reduce characters to archetypes and tropes, usually for comedic effect. So Kirito, the heroic main character of Sword Art Online, becomes a sarcastic and emotionally distant anti-hero in SAO Abridged. Energetic and willful Naruto transforms into the hyperactive and inattentive lead in Naruto Abridged. While the original series have focused on anime, future Abridged series may move into other types of content. We saw this with Team 4-Star's Tenkaichi Iron Man Budokai Abridgeathon tournament, in which content creators competed for recognition for inventing completely new abridgments. The goal of the tournament was to both encourage more content and inspire TFS fans to get creative, and they did. In addition to anime-based entries, the top scorers included parodies of The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario, Star Wars, and Star Trek. Besides TIBA, there are more subtle ways to tell that abridging as a genre has taken hold in the public consciousness. My shining example is the Rooster Teeth series Red vs. Blue. It has all the hallmarks of an abridged series, yet despite using the Halo games as its medium, the plot has very little to do with Halo. This transformation demonstrates how flexible abridging can be, which in turn underscores how it has evolved from a technique to a genre. I, for one, can't wait to see what the future of abridging looks like. P.S. If you want to get more meta, consider this. Even abridged series can get abridged. Team 4-Star produced Dragon Ball Z Kai abridged episodes to recap each of their seasons, usually poking fun at the funniest or most memorable parts of their series. The title is a nod to the Dragon Ball Z Kai series, a canon run of Dragon Ball Z that removes filler content to condense the episodes. Another example is Gon Shinba's Avatar: The Last Airbender abridged series, which not only parodies the series, but also seems to satirize abridging itself. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in watching the series I mentioned in this video, links are in the description below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can be the first to know when a new episode is posted. And as always, stay lit.